First off, look at that dish stacking. Huh? And I do this purposely. I have to. Not because of OCD reasons. It's just putting it in that order kind of makes me feel that they're extra clean. You know, it's all clean and organized. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to give you guys a little bit more insight into what makes me Nick. So I'm a big fan of puzzles ever since I was a kid. You know, one of the best feelings is putting together a 1,000-piece puzzle and being like, it's done. I did it. And I kind of use my puzzle techniques when I write out comedy bits or these videos, or when I'm trying to figure out an argument. You know, I lay out the framework, I start separating the light colored pieces, and then I start attacking, right? And if you're a fan of puzzles, you know that there's always that one moment where you're kind of stuck and you got all the pieces laid out, but you're like, I am not putting any of them in the right place. And then you finally find one that's like boom, and it just jump starts the entire picture. You're like, oh, and then this one goes there and this one goes there, and it finally becomes clear. Well, that's kind of what excites me in searching for knowledge and listening to, you know, success stories and reading biographies. Every success story has a major problem. There's always a point when it just feels like you can't move forward anymore. And I would say 9 times out of 10, the solution is a simple piece. Now, I don't want to get into the ethics of solutions because history is filled with very simple solutions all across the board that some were great, some were terrible. But what I do want to highlight, and what I'm hoping to push forward into your brain, is that no matter how complex the problem, there is a simple answer. There is a simple solution. In fact, the only thing that complicates most solutions is your feelings for that solution. Once again, we're not going to get that deep into it. I'm just going to tell you about my favorite simple solutions from all the stories that I've either read or seen or heard about. And to kind of commemorate its departing from Netflix, I will tell you about the simple solution that basically saved The Office from cancellation. And of course, there was a ton of things that saved it, but I feel like this is the one that saved it audience-wise. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to watch The Office for the longest time. I avoided it. I even had somebody recommend it to me, and I specifically avoided it for basically 2 more years after they recommended it to me, because I don't know, I did not want to enjoy this series. And then one day I was doing laundry. I was like, let me put on The Office. And well, like most people, I fell in love with it. And I ended up watching it probably about 6 full times before it officially left Netflix. And if you're a fan of The Office, you've already heard all of the things it took to keep getting that series on air. But honestly, there was one solution, one piece that if it was not there would have still resulted in The Office getting canceled, no matter how hard they fought for it. So The Office is basically all cringe humor, and that's why most people didn't like it, because there's a lot of people that can't live with their own embarrassment, so they don't know how to find the funny in watching other people basically living an embarrassing moment. And after its first 6-episode run, it was going to be canceled. The only thing that saved it was Steve Carell starring in The 40-Year-Old Virgin and becoming kind of a movie superstar. So, you know, NBC is like, well, we have a movie superstar now headlining this show. Are we just going to let the show slip out of our hands? So NBC told the producers, we are going to give you 6 more episodes, but you have to do something to change the feel of the show. And the producers were already struggling with the feel of the show because they did watch the first season, not get watched. And I think it was Greg Daniels who, after seeing The 40-Year-Old Virgin, figured out the solution that was going to save The Office. And the simple solution was to give Michael Scott a little win at the end of every episode, which I think kind of started happening for the rest of the characters throughout the series. I guess American audiences just had to feel like there was some hope for this character. They didn't want it to be all gloom, doom, and embarrassing. And we've also seen this happen throughout cinematic history, like the original ending of Clerks, where Dante was killed at the end. There's just something about creatives and wanting to hit you with a dose of reality for some reason. I don't know if it just makes us feel edgy, if we're like, see, we're not gonna give you the perfect ending. Take that, audience, because that's how life really is. And I've learned as a live performer that you can do that. You can give a little bit of gloominess and darkness at the end of your performance. But the audience is gonna look at you like, look, bro, we came here to have a good time, all right? We came here to get away from our kids. We had a babysitter, it was a date night, and now you're gonna make us feel bad about our existence? Like, fuck you. Here's an untrue fact. In one of the unwritten drafts of M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense, everybody else was dead but Bruce Willis. And he was, in fact, playing himself. But back to the simple solution of The Office. That one change, just giving Michael Scott a little wind at the end of the episode, is what saved the series, and then every other piece began to fall in place. And I guess by sharing this story, what I'm trying to do is highlight that even the most complex problem does have a simple solution, a piece that will help you finish the problem off. And we need to talk about that more. Too often, people give out answers that are so complicated. So it's just like, let's talk about the one piece and then you can figure out the rest. All right. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little fun fact of The Office. And maybe I'll continue this. I don't know. We'll see. Bye.